welcome to the Dreams of Consciousness podcast. If you'd be so kind, would the two of you mind introducing yourselves?
Yes, thanks for having us. My name is Pia, and I play bass and sing in Superlynx.
And I'm Ole, and I play basically the drums.
And how would you describe the music of Superlynx?
It's always a bit hard to us because we don't really care about fitting to any genres, or we never decide that we're going to make music which is like this or that, but we have a quite free relationship to that. But I guess you could say that it's heavy, floaty, a bit dreamy. Yeah.
Yeah, we got drums, and we got a guitar and bass, and Pia sings for the most time. And yeah, I'm very influenced by black metal drumming, and Daniel is the guitar player. He is influenced by a lot of melodic guitar lines, like, I don't know, rock music like from the 90s. And Pia is very inspired by like sludge and droning heavy music. And I think we are in a way a combination of these different elements, and we are basically a trio. But in studio, we add some piano and some synthesizers here and there. And some
some extra percussion maybe.
Yeah. I think we could say that our musical expression is a bit dynamic. We go from the very slow and silent to the more upbeat and louder, more intense. Yeah,
something like that.
Floaty, dreamy, heavy, but mostly slow, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Mostly slow.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you guys based?
We are based in Oslo in the sense that we have our rehearsal space there, and that's where we formed the band. We play a lot there. Me and Ole live in Moss, which is a smaller city, 45 minutes outside of Oslo, and Daniel lives in Oslo. So that's where we do the most stuff.
So I should mention that Ole played in Dodheimsgard for a while, right?
Yeah, I did, between 2006 and 2011.
Tell me a little bit about the band, what brought you guys together, and why you chose to make the music that you make.
Me and Ole, we had played in a band before, which was put on ice and around 2012. And when that band sort of came to an end, we wanted to start something new. We felt inspired to write new music and just play together without having too many set ideas or rules for what we were going to do. Quite open, but we were at first inspired to just play drums, bass, and vocals, and make it quite simple.
Yeah, I used to play guitar in that band, which was called Love Planet. And then when we split up, we had like bass and guitar, and didn't really like playing with programmed drums. So when we met Daniel, he said that he liked our very strange and eclectic previous band. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, you play the guitar, I can play the drums. And in a way, we just felt that someone who loved that crazy music would be a perfect fit for us to start making more music again together. Because Pia and I, we wanted to continue to be creative with music.
And Daniel met you at a Love Planet gig, right?
Yeah,
that's true. And we had met him like very briefly through common friends a couple of times, but it was quite random that he came to join the band, because we just met him on the street one day, and he told us, I saw your gig and I loved it, and we remembered, oh yeah, you came and said hi. And then we just started talking and invited him for a jam, and like all of a sudden we just realized that we the three of us should be the band, and he belonged, like, fit so well with our stuff. So yeah, quite random, but yeah, great coincidence.
So when you first started working with Daniel, did you guys already have a good idea of what kind of music you wanted to make?
In a way, we had written quite a few songs, but at the same time, when he entered the band, it sort of developed more from there, I guess.
Okay. How do you say it developed? How did it change once he came on board?
It got a lot more melodic. It got another dimension to the songs, which were quite basic, and it sort of filled out an entire space. And I think this music became a little more like soundscapey, if that's a word, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Atmospheric, maybe?
Fuller, also more atmospheric and richer, I guess.
Yeah, more melodic.
Mm-hmm.
And he introduced a lot of harmonies that I'm not used to or wasn't used to before then. Yeah. So that's he enriched our harmonic vocabulary. Yeah.
Typically, do you write songs out of jams? Do you start with jams?
For the most part.
Yeah, a lot of the time we do. We also write songs separately, each of us, and then bring to the rehearsal, but we always play a lot on the different parts and try out different stuff. And yeah, so we also jam on like loose riffs or loose ideas sometimes. And yeah, it's a lot of jamming.
On the two last albums, I think most of my songs was basically just learned and recorded. So I written most of the songs because we didn't have time to work on it before we recorded. So those songs are pretty much like set before we recorded, like basically straight forward my ideas. But that's just because we didn't have time to take those songs through the process of jamming. Yeah.
Now, was that because of the COVID situation?
Yeah. Both that and I experienced tragic loss of my brother, and that made me not capable of playing music or doing anything for quite a long time. And then when I got a bit stronger and more up for working, then we had this COVID situation where we really couldn't travel so much. Yeah.
So heading into that first album, typically, or I guess the first and second album, typically how long does it take you guys to write songs or to complete enough songs for a full album?
That's
I think is it 3 weeks or was it 3 months? I don't remember something.
Yeah, for the first album, when we recorded it, we'd only been a band for like maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And then we suddenly got the chance to get in the studio with this guy we really wanted to work with, and we sort of worked through that towards that deadline. And then
we were having a few beers with Ole Jørgen, and then we talked about because he was going to he was studying at this school where he had some studio time, and we're like, yeah, maybe we could go there and record, and but we only have like 3 songs, but that's okay, we'll write the rest. When do you have time? And then we just set the date and we work towards that. And that
was a little bit crazy, but at the same time we were in a very productive and creative phase, and it worked out well. And we wrote the album in a matter of weeks and recorded the whole thing in 2 days. So it was, the creative juices were flowing. But the album number 2 and 3, we took a lot more time to write and work through the songs and process them. But it's, I don't know, maybe we did that within a year, maybe, for those 2 last albums, I think, from writing and then to recording.